All right, well, congrats to Ohio. They certainly played an excellent game today. I thought we played really, really hard, came out and started well. You know, those early turnovers were great to see. I was probably a little too aggressive in the first half with some of my decisions, so I'll have to live with that. A couple I'd like to have back for sure, but guys kept battling and never panicked, and they were confident. The weather was a big factor today. The wind made some things tricky, and you know, we tried to manage that as best as we could. It was good to see the offense get a score going into the wind. And then, you know, a few times in the second half, we just needed to get off the field and didn't get that done. You know, in particular, after that last touchdown that we got, and we cut it to you know, a point there where a touchdown would have won it for us, and I think they got the ball back with 3:47. They're going into the wind, so we certainly had our chances right there. If we get a stop, we're going to have plenty of time to give it one last go and try to win the thing. But that being said, you know, there were definitely some plays along the way, some critical fourth downs where we either didn't get it or they got it. There was a 4th and 3 that stands out in the red zone where, you know, it was a simple flat route, and we were in man coverage, and we should have done a much better job of covering that. But you also got to give credit to their quarterback. He made some incredible plays today, and it seems like you know, almost like a video game, but you watch every single game they played this year, and you know, there were times we got them bottled up and got them on the ground, and then there were a few other moments, whether they were scrambles or designed quarterback runs, where he spun out of something and made it happen. And you know, to his credit, you know, I shook his hand after the game, and you know, he's not even my height, you know, but the guy just makes a lot of things happen. So when you got a special guy like that, you know, that certainly helps your team, and he's done that now for a while. So you know, we had a good week of prep. We had a good plan. I thought we ran it okay. You know, ran it okay. I would have liked to have seen us run it a little bit better. We needed a few more first downs. We needed to stay on the field a little bit longer than we did. You know, the time of possession ended up being dramatically in their favor, and that was one of our goals coming in, to try to keep this thing close in terms of time of possession. I don't think we had as many 3-and-outs today as we've had in some other games, but still needed to keep a couple more drives alive than we did. So it was you know, it was a good game. It was a good game, and a game you hate to lose. But again, I'm appreciative of our guys' effort, and they really threw everything they had at it.
You did mention there were multiple times y'all did come back in the game, but the one play that stands out to me is when it was tied 7-7, the fake punt that they had. Was that play as big as I'm making it out to be? What did that?
Oh, it was big. It was big, and it's 100% on me. 100% on me. I had a call. I changed the call. So kudos to them. It was a gutsy call by them, and a call I'd like to have back.
Did the weather play into any of those 2-point conversions that you did? Did you decide to go for 2 instead of kicking?
Yeah. So great question. We were absolutely at that point. It was still a relatively low-scoring game, and it was 100% down 14, a go right there to try to clear the picture up for later in the game. So yeah, that was pretty standard, down 14. You know, not knowing that you were how many more times you were gonna get down there in the second half. If it was first half, you probably kick it, but second half, that's a go from an analytics standpoint. This is not a team you want to get into overtime with, and with how they run the football and how effective they are in the red zone.
And they did run effectively, but did they attack you any differently than you expected?
No, not really. Not really. I mean, they test your assignment soundness or discipline with some of the things they do, and there were a few times we had guys that got out of position. One run in particular that the tailback had that wound back to the B gap, and we overplayed it a little bit, and that popped for, I don't know, maybe 20 or so. But some of it was just 13 making some things happen too.
Shelton has been playing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like today, would you say he had more snaps today because of his effectiveness, or was he kind of leaning towards just getting more snaps game by game?
Yeah, both. He's he's a very, very durable player, and one of the best things he's done this year is he's gotten hard yards. He's fallen forward, he's accelerated his feet, so he's been able to turn a 3-yard run into a 4 or 5 yard run, and when you're trying to stay on schedule a day like today, that's a big deal. So no, he's a very, very solid, durable, coachable, detailed football player for us, and he's contributed a lot these first 2 years.
Why do you think he was sick in the beginning of the year, right?
Yes.
But
He had a tough first part of the season.
But as soon as he came back, I think he got snaps right away.
Yeah.
Like he was always going to be that type of player? Or
Absolutely. No, he had a really good spring, and was having a really good preseason until he got hurt, and then he got sick. So he missed basically the whole month of September. But he's one of these guys. He's just locked in, focused. Sometimes a guy will get an injury or an illness, and you really gotta spend a lot of time trying to keep him engaged, and that's certainly not the case with Terrence. He's a incredibly mature, focused guy, very coachable guy, and really appreciate everything he's done for 2 years.
Kobe Blackwell.
Yeah.
What kind of injury did he?
Just an ankle.
Just ankle
Yeah.
sprain?
Yeah. I don't have a follow-up on him yet, but it looked, I was out there on the field, obviously, and it looked like a lower ankle, outside part of his ankle. So I haven't gotten an update from the trainers yet. Obviously, he couldn't come back today, but, Kobe stepped up and had a really nice second half of the season.
Yeah, how did he end up getting into the lineup? And then today, this might have been his best game.
Yeah. You know what? He's a competitor, and he's not the biggest guy, but the end of last season, he played some late in the year, and had a good solid spring. And, the best guys are going to play, and whether they're freshmen, sophomores, juniors, we're constantly trying to create competition, and he's one of those guys. He just keeps battling. He does it in practice, he does it in games, and when you do that, you're going to get rewarded and get more opportunities. And so he absolutely, the second half of the season, earned the right to start and play as much as he did, and he's played pretty well. I mean, you look at the statistics, and I'd like to say that was a very good move by our staff to elevate him to a starting position, because his productivity's been very good.
What's it like watching Red become the leader of the defense this year?
Yeah, he's been a leader for 2 years. Obviously, last year was a little overshadowed by everything that Sean Dolak did, but Red's just a wonderful guy, and right up until the very end, he's just, the way he carries himself, everybody in that locker room's got the utmost respect for him.
And it must have been nice to see Taquan have a decent game after a rough couple of weeks of.
Yeah.
What was the game plan like for him? And he even this might have been his healthiest. He was running a
Yeah.
lot more. Than
No,
this.
you're absolutely right. We needed to run him. We had to run him. Number one, just with the wind conditions, you knew that was going to affect the passing game. But I thought we, aside from that one interception, which I didn't see, if, all the details of that, it is what it is. It was an interception, and it was in our half of the field, so you don't like that. But certainly made some throws today despite the wind, and we had some good some good yards after the catch by our receivers. Gave things on the touchdown, and McMillan on one, and Vic on at least one that I can remember. So that was all good to see. And no, we know Taquan's got a strong arm, and I think that was helpful, in terms of trying to cut the ball through the wind today. And there were a couple other times we had guys open that maybe on a day where it wasn't quite as windy, maybe you got a shot to complete a couple more balls. Okay, my pleasure. Thanks.
Red, what was this season like for you being, Coach said you've been a leader for 2 years, but it had to be a little different with Sean gone and a lot more guys probably looking up to you. How was this experience for you this year?
It's been great being able to have an impact on my teammates and help them to bring out the best of themselves and vice versa. It's been amazing. I love these guys, each and every one of them, from the core of my heart. And it's been great. Yeah, it's a special group.
Did you see Kobe Blackwell's interception? I know he's been working hard to get more snaps in the lineup. What you see from him today?
Yeah, Kobe Blackwell's interception that's kind of what you see from the outside in, but he's been working extremely hard since September in this building at 5 a.m. Getting the extra film before we even check in, consistently every day. It's a lot that goes into it, and sometimes it never shows, but I'm glad it was able to show for him a little bit, and he has a bright future ahead of him.
Terrence, what was it like for you to work yourself from a mono, I think you had earlier in the year? What was it like working yourself back in the lineup, and game by game you got more and more carries?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little rough at first, obviously, missing a decent chunk of the season, but with my guys like Alj, Lamar, all of them, they kept me in it. I stayed engaged with them, and then any opportunities I got, we just tried to make the most of it and do whatever we could.
The O-line has been banged up. What was it like working with these guys today, especially knowing that this was a bowl game was on the line? I know the boys was working hard. What was it like to work with them this week today?
I mean, it was good. Injuries gonna happen, but you just gotta make the most of it. Do whatever you can. Whoever goes out there, they're gonna be ready for it, and we just gonna put our best foot forward.
Nick, what would you credit to this? You had a slow start to the season, last few weeks, 6 straight 100-yard games. Anything you can credit to why you have been so successful the latter half of the year? Did you find anything in practice that started clicking or something?
Nah, I'll say just my teammates and the coages put more trust in me. Trusting all the work I put in, and knowing that I was here to make those plays. So I won't say it's a specific thing that made me get those 100-yard games. Just collective a couple things.
What was it working like with Taquan and Gunner this year, especially Taquan as a new full-time quarterback?
Definitely was good. Being with a older quarterback, experienced quarterback. I learned things from him. He learned things from me. I feel like at the end of the day we gelled well together. Like you said, we had a slow start, but things came along as the season went on.
What have you seen from Chance Murrell? He almost caught a touchdown last week, got one this week. What have you seen from him? It looks like he's been playing more week by week.
Yeah, just coaches giving him more opportunities, and he just capitalized on them. The games when he didn't play, he just didn't get in the game as much, but when he got in the game, he made plays, and I just helped the coaches put more trust in him to keep giving him plays.
Just for anybody, did y'all feel this was a game y'all could have won. This was a tied game at one point. Y'all keep coming back. They killed the time of possession, but y'all still found a way to be 5 points in this thing. Is there anything that y'all kind of looking back to, like, man, if I would have made this play or that play, we could have won this game?
There's never one single play that dictates the result of a game. It's something that there are a plethora of factors that go into it. Main thing is executing, and when we came short of that. Ohio's a really good team. The margin of error shouldn't be small, and we fell short of that. But we definitely battled to the end, and I'm proud of my guys for doing that.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Everything, all you.
Thank you.